What what is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast. We got the BBP on here, and that's what it is. It's BBP once again coming back at you. We are not talking about a loss, but in my heart of hearts, it was a loss. 0-2-1 on the season. Haven't been able to celebrate a W. I have some questions about Carson Wentz play during this game. However, grand scheme of things, he drove us down and put us in situations to win. I am also questioning the guy to my right here, this little guy, or scratch his head, whatever. What's going on? How did you mishandle this whole last second stuff? You're okay with a 59-yard field goal, but you're so dead set not on 63. Where were you attacking on first down to get a 30-yard field goal, a 20-yard field goal, a 40-yard field goal? Why did you do a run solely up the middle to gain a couple yards, a design run with Carson, and then a slant? You were complacent with a 59-yard field goal. You should have attacked. We had two pass interference calls on John Hightower. They're playing aggressive. Send John Hightower out. We get a pass interference at the 30. Then we got a chip shot. It was mismanaged by Doug. We gave up. We just gave up. And then Carson Wentz had his bluffers. Go ahead, guys.
I think you said it, man. We gave up. We gave up. I would have rather lost the game going for it than to just gave up the way we just gave up. Doug's play calling down the stretch is trash. Horrible. Horrible. He has to account for this. He's the reason this game is tied. I'm not saying Carson played well. He played like trash. But he got it together late in the game, and he made plays for us, to be quite frank. He missed a play. He missed a play that I think would have been a touchdown. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that Miles Sanders play is a touchdown if he hits that in stride. I think it's at least a shot at it. Jason Peters. I mean, what was that? What was that? Like, why is Cordy Glenn not on an airplane to Philadelphia right now? I mean, really? It makes no sense at this point. Situational play calling, playing sticks defense. I texted you guys and I said, oh, sticks defense, what could go wrong? There they Disgusting. Go. Like, situational play calling, man. Still the same stuff. To where, look, I'm not saying things are perfect. I know this is a hard game to play. I know it's a hard game to call when you got that many guys down. But at the end of the day, man, you got to execute and beat a team like Cincinnati. You just can't excuse it. You can't excuse a tie there. It's just not. There's no excusing this. Like, at a certain point, I got to wonder what you do about Doug. I got to wonder what you do about Howie. I think Howie's got to take some blame here. We got a second-round pick putting the ball on the ground, by the way. Could have spent that somewhere else, guys. I'm just saying. It's frustrating at this point, man. It is from the top down with this organization. There's dysfunction.
Go ahead, Fred.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Grab a Snickers, a seatbelt, whatever you want to do. I'm about to take you on this ride. Let me tell you something. I got some fingers to point at. At first, I wanted to point at the defense. You know what I mean? I kind of gave them the slack because they turned up in the second half. This might sound crazy, and I never wish this on anybody, especially anybody from our team. But Avonte Maddox going out, Trevor Lawrence coming in, is probably one of the best things that happened this season so far. You know what I mean? I like that they started Crevion LeBlanc. I'm just getting at the good here, y'all. Look, hold on. I like that they started Crevion LeBlanc. Nikel Ruby-Coleman came in the situation time, made a couple plays. Cool. Fletcher Cox finally turned it on in the second half. Darius Slay is a problem. I'm just gonna say that, like, I'm just gonna lay it out for y'all right here, right now. He is a problem. He is a matchup problem. People don't want to throw to him. When they throw to him, he doesn't get receptions on him unless it's some type of crazy behind play. But here's what I will say. Jim Schwartz, your situational defense is horrible. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me turn this off because my phone's going crazy right now. Your situational defense is horrible. Like my man Gate City just pointed out. The 6th defense on 3rd and 15, What are you doing? I've been told Jim Schwartz about that. I mean, didn't talk to him personally, but maybe I should. Maybe you should call the front office and get me up there so I can holler at. That was horrible. 3rd and 15, you play the sticks defense, and they probably knew it was coming. So they run a perfect blocking package. And then you hear the announcer saying, oh, Jim Schwartz got to be mad about that. No, Jim Schwartz needed to be kicking himself in the butt about that. Now, what I can say is they turned it on in the second half. I seen pressure. I seen blitzes. I seen things that you should do against a rookie quarterback. Doug, what were you thinking? You call yourself, I'm always going to be aggressive. I'm always going to do this. Did the media get to you? Did the fans get to you? Because I don't care. It's a 64-yard a field goal. You go for it. He already hit a 61, and it's crazy because I'm sitting there. I'm actually watching the game. I got it loaded in my text. I'm about to text you on the group chat that we got. I got loaded in my text. I'm about to say 59-yard field goal. A 61 is what made us. I think that was week 3, right? Against the Giants, and 61-yard field goal. That's what made us turn it up in 2017. I said, yo, are we seeing a repeat here? That's what I about to text you. Then we get the false start. We go back 5 yards. I'm still saying, yo, if he hit the 64-yarder, yo, the team is going to be rejuvenized. They're going to be like, we fought. I don't care what kind of team this was. We still fought. Then you choose to punt. Where's aggressive Doug at? Where's aggressive Doug at? Because aggressive Doug would have took that field goal. I blame Doug. Carson made some bad throws, but he came through when you needed your quarterback to come through. Timing runs, timing throws. Now you want to talk about the Miles Sanders. Me and you, Mike, backstage, we talked about this. I thought as though Miles Sanders, that throw should have been on the sideline. If he was on the sideline where he was supposed to be, I know this play. Remind you, I used to play running back. I know this play. You're supposed to be on the sideline. He wasn't. He was near the hashtag. So I'm not going to blame that on Carson Wentz.
But here's the thing I want to say real quick on that. Hashtag sideline regardless. It wasn't that he missed them left or right. He missed them vertically by a lot.
No,
so he put too much air under it.
He put way too much air. There was 5-yard separation in it.
I need you on the all-22, Mike. I need you to watch this again. And in your video, you can apologize to me whenever you want.
No, I vertically too far.
It wasn't vertically too far, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I watched the play. I actually because I watched it on Xfinity Live. So I can hit the button and go back 15 seconds. And I watched the play 3 times. I'm like, yo, if he was where he's supposed to be, that would have been a catch. Now, does Zach Ertz one? That's a bad throw.
All right, well, let me just say this then. So, all right, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, even though I firmly believe that doesn't matter at that point. But let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Miles Sanders was running at the hashtag for at least 10 yards. I don't care where you think it's supposed to be. If you see somebody running on the hash for 10 yards, don't throw it to a spot where you say, I hope he makes the adjustment. Just change your adjustment because he was running open on the hash, so throw it to the hash regardless. Listen, it comes down to this. I want to repeatedly say, this whole panel is a Carson Wentz defender. And I still am not saying bench Carson. Can't. You can't yet. Jalen Hurts comes out. He does a little extra exciting. He runs for 7 yards. People on my stream are saying, put him in. You see, he got the juice. He didn't throw a pass. He ran. Secondly, I will say this. Carson got to be better. He didn't play the worst. I'll give him a C-, D+. I'm going to actually quote Gate City, who told me backstage, and I agree with it. Give him a C-, D+ because these were horrible throws. Throw it to his back shoulder. Man-to-man, Zach Ertz can beat any safety in the league almost, and definitely any safety on the Bengals. Throw it back shoulder. Yeah. It's either Ertz ball or nobody's. The Miles Sanders, me and Philly Fresh disagree, but it's a walk-in touchdown. But listen, in the
Should have
clutch, he comes through a couple pass interference calls by John Hightower. We drive down. Everybody in my live stream is giving up, and you know me. Until the clock says 0, I ain't giving up. We stay strong. We tie the game up. We go to overtime. All this good stuff. Here's my biggest thing. Something happens in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. It diminishes. Every quarter before the fourth diminishes. I don't care about a turnover in the first, because the game is still winning the fourth if it's a one-score possession. That stuff goes out the window. You can say, yes, if we did this, who knows? We scored a touchdown by Miles Sanders, pass, drop, catch, whatever, bad pass, whatever. We kicked the ball off the Bengals. They run it back for a kick. We don't know if that's going to happen. Most likely it won't, but we don't know because we can't see it. So what's done is done. But the main thing was, how did Doug get complacent? What is your take, Gate City, more on why Doug Peterson on first, second, and third were so worried about moving 1 or 2 or 3 yards to say, I'm going to put all my faith in a 59-yarder instead of put my faith in my offense to get a 35-yarder?
My opinion, he didn't want to lose the game. So he got way too conservative with the play calling. And you needed to press in that moment. We needed to press, because even a 59-yarder without Matt Pryor doing something stupid, it was not a guarantee. That was not a guarantee. But he shut it down, man. He shut it down thinking if we could just get ourselves with an opportunity to win it and hope that, hope that we make a miraculous kick here, we can walk it off. We can build momentum going into to play San Francisco. That's what his thought process was. It was wrong. No trick play. You're 0-2 in the season. You're in overtime against the Bengals at home, and you don't go deep into your playbook. What are you waiting on? I can't defend Doug, man. I can't defend Doug's play calling on this one. Like, people keep saying it, like, no comment on my videos. No, but you look at the scheme and you look at the all 22, like, he is scheming things open. But at the same time, man, I can't turn a blind eye to the situational play calling and what's happening. He's not living up to it.
Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question real fast? Like, I've never been a coach. You know what I mean? I can look at things and I can dissect things, and I've never been in that position. Gate City, I know that you had. But when you lose, in my opinion, your best tight end, y'all want to say Zach Ertz, cool. When you lose your best tight end, and when you lose your speedy wide receiver, really your best wide receiver, how much can you do? How deep in the playbook can you go when you look at it?
I think it's when you go deep in your playbook.
You said what, Mike?
You go back to 2019 where we played teams like Washington who won 3 games, Giants who won.
It was already hurt. That's a different, Mike. They already hurt. So you already going into the game plan with these guys that you got. I'm talking about in the middle of the game. Every game that we lost major players last year, we lost the game. Like, think about that. When we lose major players, we lose the game because the game plan is different. Now, Doug called. I already got on Doug. I thought as though the media and dudes like us and, the fan base got too much on him for being aggressive, going forward on 4th downs against the Washington football team, doing this and doing that. And now now I don't agree with none of that crap that he did. I ain't gonna lie to you. You kicked the damn field goal. It's 16 seconds left. You kick the field goal, it's going to be 12 seconds left. How much damage can they do, no matter if it's at the 40-yard line or not? How much damage can they do? You trust your defense. Now your defense is looking up there like, damn, you don't trust us? You're not going to kick the field goal? You don't trust us with 12 seconds after we shut them down in the fourth quarter in overtime? Doug goes with analytics, and that's really a problem for this team.
I don't know what he goes with anymore.
Quit with the analytics and go for a feel of the game. The feel of the game at that time was my defense is getting at the quarterback. My defense is stopping this offense. I'm kicking this field goal, and whatever happens, happens. if we kick the field goal and we missed the field goal, you know, I'm sitting here different right now. I'm looking at it right now like, Doug, give your team a chance to be 1-2 instead of 0-2-1. You know what I mean? He didn't get them a chance, and that's why we looking at the record that we looking at right now, y'all.
Yeah, I just want to say this. Like I said, I mean, kick the field goal or not kick the field goal, I think the team should not have been in that position. There's still a minute and some left on the game clock. You're out on first down. I mean, you are legitly from the game thing, that little imaginary red line they draw to say if you get to here, that's not saying it's going to be an easy kick, but at this line is the area where Jake Elliott can kick field goals. You were 2 yards away. Doug Peterson's whole focus was, let me get these 2 yards. I'm going to spend first down for 2 yards, second down for 2 yards, third down for 2 yards. I'm calling plays to get 2 yards to kick a field goal for 59 yards, who, guess what? If you kicked the field goal at 59 and you missed it, you would have left 16 seconds on the clock or 12 seconds on the clock. If you kick the field goal at 63 yards, you will leave 12 seconds on the clock. It doesn't matter. So being safe or not safe for a 5-yard difference doesn't make sense. What makes sense is on first down, the double move had the Bengals scared. If you get one drive where there's back-to-back pass interference, these guys are nervous. Take another double move. I don't care if you don't throw the ball to him. Send people deep. Try to get a pass interference call. Try to get a mismatch. Zach Ertz was eating one-on-one all game, except for that one drop. You had chances on first down to gain 5, to gain 10, to throw for 20. But you said, I'm going to go 1 yard, 1 yard, and 2 yards. Now, granted, if it was a hole open, they would have took more. But the play call was designed to get to the imaginary red line, which was complacent and risky at the same time. So it was totally mishandled. First down. 1 minute. We lose or we win on us. Go for it. Do something. We didn't. We said,
guys, not you, Mike. Some of y'all in the comments. The way you guys keep thinking other people are trying to scapegoat Wentz, when you put comments in there like Wentz is the problem, not Doug, you're doing the inverse. They're both the problem, guys. Wake up.
Equally. Let me just say my Carson Wentz thing. The pass to Zach Ertz was inexcusable. You throw it to his outside shoulder. He makes a catch or not. Me and Philly Fresh disagree on Miles Sanders, which we'll talk about close to Tuesday, regardless. But 2 plays early in the game, I don't care. Listen, we had a chance to make the buzzer beater. We missed the buzzer beater. That's why we're talking about Carson Wentz. If we win this game, we mentioned Carson Wentz, but it's not as big of a deal because we overcame it. Tom Brady throws 2 picks against the Panthers, but they win. It don't matter. You throw 2 picks in a losing effort, it matters. Like I said in my video on Monday.
Yeah.
You remember everything in a loss. You let things slide in a win. We're not winning, so nothing is sliding for both Doug, Jim, and Carson. The same way you hold – I see a lot of people hold Carson to the standard, but not Doug. It's a 50-50 thing at this point.
Yeah, it's all around, man. The offensive line is not playing well. 12 man. That's because the old line can't block anybody. That's why you do that. We would have done it again today, but Goddard went down, and we tried to do it, but let's just be real. It didn't hold up. We couldn't go deep enough with Rashard Rodgers to hold up. It's all around, man. We're lacking personnel, and that falls on Howie. Okay? Some of you guys that keep saying, what could it hurt to start Hurts? A lot, dude. A lot. You can split a locker room. You can have $100 million dude on the bench that you don't have answers for yet. Okay? By the way, Hurts, whether he fumbled that ball or not, he made the wrong read. No way you should have taken that out of Miles Sanders' stomach. He was about to get smoked on that play. He was about to get lit up. He made the wrong read on that option.
Hey, you know what also cracks me up?
Sorry. Hurts was not good either, guys. He wasn't.
You know what cracks me up? Listen, and shout out to my guy B Mac. He's a cool dude. I talk with him on comments. He's cool. But listen, Nick Foles comes in for the Bears and wins a game. We've seen Nick Foles be heroic in the backup role. We've seen Nick Foles play as a starter and be unsuccessful in Philly at times, in Tennessee, a lot of places, and definitely in Jacksonville last year. So it's not that hard to come in and just get a couple plays, but the whole season. But let's try to get this. I'm not going to talk about any more Foles takes. He's not on the team. It is what it is. Kind of like Philly Fresh said earlier about JJ Arthur-Whiteside. We got to root who's on the team.
Yeah.
These two people are the problem. I can't put Carson Wentz up here without Doug and Doug without Carson. Go ahead.
They are. So Unity Walker, I disagree with you. This is people who don't understand scheme. You're saying I understand Doug was bad in the play calling, but he didn't throw those interceptions. He did throw the first one. He may not have physically thrown it. He schemed it. Carson went with where the read was supposed to be because they played man. So you go to the zone and that zone beater. And by the way, I've showed people that exact play twice now. That crossers with that little hook route. You got a man beater mixed in with a zone beater. The problem is that Doug didn't think it through to where they could drop that linebacker right back in that throwing window, because if I've seen this on film, so has Cincinnati. They knew exactly what to do in that situation. You can't put it all on Wentz when it comes to that, because Wentz is going right where Doug wants him to go with the football on that. Okay? The ball got tipped. It probably may have not have been intercepted. If it's not tipped, who knows? But the one that hurts is on Wentz. Ball placement was bad. I mean, the ball placement was just wrong. I know there's arguments between the thing with the Miles Sanders thing. I haven't had a chance to look at all 22 yet. My angle, what I saw, he missed them. He missed a throw. And judging by his actions on the sideline, it seems like he agreed.
He slammed his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever felt to myself like, he gets it. He gets it. He knows he just missed that one.
Yeah, because normally he's kind of nonchalant. When his interception or missed throws, he's more nonchalant. But this time you've really seen it in his eyes. But shout out to George Stewart, bringing some positivity to this. Gentlemen, you are better than a professional broadcasters. Keep up the great work. Shout out to you. Listen, we try to do what we do. It sucks. I mean, it sucks coming on here, showing our face, talking about a losing effort where we're putting all this energy and emotion. Every fan puts energy and emotion in it, but it's different when you gotta come up here and explain it and also try to do due diligence and who to blame it on, because right now we know both these guys are getting heat. Both these guys deserve it, but you guys think that this guy gets it more or this guy gets it more. No, it's 50-50. Yeah. But go ahead, Fresh.
I'm going to tell y'all this. At this point, the records don't lie. We are as good as the Cincinnati Bengals. Just going to say it right now. It's nothing to discuss. It's nothing to talk about. I've been, kind of been trying to quiet because I'm pissed right now. I ain't even going to lie to you. And I might say something.
Perfect saying, though. You keep going, but that's perfect. That's good. That's a quote of the day.
Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm pissed. So, I've been trying to settle down and pick my words very, very carefully because I don't want to get us thrown off of YouTube. Because the way that I'm feeling right now, that could happen. It's things that, we really haven't talked about. Jason Peters, you wanted all that money for what? Oh my gosh, he was horrible. And we bigged up him last week. The offensive line was doing this. Shout out to Trey Thomas, ex Eagles lineman. He got his own YouTube channel. Check him out. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. After you watch this, check him out, though. Like, he break it down. You know what I mean? And I've been watching what he's been saying. Last week, the offensive line hold his ground. Not this week. Not this week. Jason Peters was getting used and abused. Dunlap had a career day until he got hurt. And I thought as though once he got hurt, that's when you put the pressure. You know what I mean? Their best pass rusher goes out. Why not go for long shots then? You bring Hightower in, you know what I mean? You bring Greg Ward in, and you have him work that middle of the field. You have Hightower do post routes, stuff like that. I understand D-Jack went out. You know what I mean? D-Jack went out. Dallas Goedert went out. So we got a lot of the injuries just keep piling up. That's another thing for this team, man. I don't get it. I don't understand. I know what's going on through the league, but not like this, man. Not like every single year. We just look at injury after injury every single week. Can we go 1 week without an injury? I haven't seen it in the last 3 to 4 years. Mm-hmm. Every single week is an injury. Every single week is somebody limping off the field. Every single week is somebody that got to come in. And that's another thing that I want to say about Carson Wentz. Every single week, he got to throw to a different receiver. Every single week. I'm not making that an excuse. Carson Wentz threw some bad throws. I'm not going to sit here and say Carson Wentz had a very bad game. He had a better game than he had against the Washington football team in the second half. He had a better game than he had against the Rams. But this game right here, I felt as though he put his big boy pants up and he willed his team and said, I am going to win this game. We've seen it on the third down runs. We've seen it with the time we throw to Zach Ertz. Y'all want to talk about the business Zach Ertz. I ain't hear y'all talk about that connection that he had with Zach Ertz. I think it was like a 40-yard game during crunch time. So we can't forget about that. Now, what I do want to say is Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz just don't mix. It's seeming like that. They are vinegar and oil. Like, seriously, they do not mix. I don't know what it is. I don't know who it is. This ain't it, man. I don't know if we need. I'm pretty sure the head coach probably gonna go before the quarterback. But I'm looking at it right now, and you look across the league. I'm seeing highlights across the league. You see Deshaun Watson, bad offensive line, still getting players open. You look at even Garner Minshew, bad offensive line, still getting players open. Nick Foles, bad offensive line, okayish, still getting players open, coming up on the win. Even Matt Ryan, okay offensive line, still getting players open. The play calling sucks. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. It is bad. Like, if you look across the league, you see dudes being schemed open. That's not happening for this team. Everything, first of all, let's talk about that first interception. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get out your way. That first interception, you got 2 crossing routes in the middle of the field, and then you got Deshaun Jackson sitting in the middle of the field. Everything's congested. What the heck? If Deshaun Jackson is his hot route, that's the dumbest play I ever seen. If you got 2 crossing routes, you're bringing 2 defenders. And then you got a defender that's also sticking to Deshaun Jackson. And then you got somebody that's already probably spying Carson Wentz. So that's 3 to 4 defenders in the middle of the field. But that's your hot route? That's bad coaching. He shouldn't have thrown the ball. But once again, we got to understand, if Doug is telling him, this is the route, this is going to be open, I got you. He's trying to trust his quarterback. I mean, he's trying to trust his head coach. You know what I mean? Gate City, you've been a head coach and you've been a quarterback. If your head coach tells you this is going to be the hot route, he is going to be schemed open. Well, look out for him, throw him the football. What are you going to do, Gate City?
On a hot route, it comes out of your hands. Simple as that. I mean,
and that's what I want a lot of people to understand. You know what I mean? Like, this coaching is bad. I need for the dude, I can't say his name. I already know. I never can say his name, and I try not to.
Richie Rich.
There
Rich Frangrella.
Yeah. I need him to step up. Yeah. I need him to advance above Press Taylor. Because it seems like he's going to be the guy to flourish Carson Wentz. I seen one rollout play. in the first quarter. I ain't seen none again until Carson Wentz took it upon himself to say, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm going.
Yeah.
Go ahead, y'all. I'm done.
It's
Real quick,
frustrating.
real quick.
It's frustrating with
Let me-
Carson because as I analyze it, guys, I still have concerns about this man's ability to set his feet, and I think you have to bring Rich up because it's not. I don't know. Look, guys, I'm not in the room. I don't know if it's Carson. I don't know if it's Press Taylor, but I know that every quarterback that has been under Press Taylor has not done well. That normally tells me something. And
Get him out of here.
yeah, I'm sorry. It just at a certain point, man, nobody's doing well under him. And I think you got to elevate Rich.
Let me elaborate on something.
Hold on real fast. I'm going to let y'all go. One thing I want to ask y'all real fast. We talked about this pregame, and I broke down everybody brings the plays and yada yada yada. Carson with not Carson Wentz, Press Taylor. He's supposed to be this guy. He's supposed to be that guy. If you're supposed to be connected to the quarterback, how the hell are you when you're sitting in the press box? If you're sitting in the press box and you're supposed to be the guy,
He's on the
hands
field
guy.
now. He's on the field now. He's not in the press box. That's Rich in the press box.
He was in the press box last week.
Well, I heard he was in here for week 1. And he was supposed to be down for the rest of after week 1. So I don't see him. I don't care about Press Taylor. That's just what they said, that he was going for the.
This is important. We need to care about Press Taylor because this is the exact line to Carson Wentz. You have to care about Press Taylor.
Let me say a couple things. Let me get these super chats out, but I also want to talk about Rich Ganganello that you brought up. Bergang336 said Wentz played like buns, but I'm definitely not calling for Hurts. Nice play-by-play, Mike. It was hard to watch. Very hard to watch. Can we please, and shout out to Destro XXXV1, $5 super chat. Can we please send Jason Peters to the old folks home and size him for his yellow jacket? He played bad. He really did. I mean, he got beat a lot. One-on-ones was getting beat, and 2 sacks would have been sacks if Carson didn't break out of it. So that's that. But let me say something about Rich Ganganello. Remember, Philly Fresh said, Richie Rich is the 2-minute warning play caller, right?
Yeah.
First quarter can't score. Second quarter can't score. We get inside 2 minutes, we go score. Third quarter can't score. Fourth quarter can't score. Now this was 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but I guarantee you they said we're treating this whole thing like a 2-minute warning. Go ahead, Richie Rich. So this is the funny thing. Inside of 2 minutes at halftime, we score. Inside of 2 minutes, 3:30. Let's be honest. In the fourth quarter, we score. Huh?
I think that's a good point, Mike.
Huh?
You talk about my take. No, that was better than mine. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
He needs to be involved. Jeff Lurie, Howie Roseman has to get Doug a little bit drawn back. They have to. They're still the bosses until Howie Roseman gets fired. He's still one of the bosses. You got to draw him back. I can say this real quick. Carson Wentz ain't doing us no favors. Doug Peterson ain't doing us no favors. The injury god ain't doing us no favors. And the Eagles... I'm lost.
Jason Peters ain't doing us no damn favors neither, man.
Yeah. Hey, Joey Shakes, what's good, bro?
Shout out to my guy, Joey Shakes.
Go ahead, man.
No, go ahead. Read it. Go ahead.
My guys, Doug values tight ends more than these wide receivers. Carson is officially done. So pull up.
Elaborate on that.
So, Joey, if I go into that one, pull up 2020s as well because it kind of ties right into it. It's at 543, 2020 vision.
What time?
543.
Oh, before that. 540.
No. It's when we're talking about the interceptions and stuff.
Oh, but that's right to the point. Right to the point.
Yeah. 6 INTs, 3 fumbles. He's got to go at the end of the season. Well, here's the thing. It's feasible. It's feasible in a trade. 2020.
Correct. In a trade.
To move the contract and save you some money. You'll lose some initial money, but then you'll save money on the back end. The problem is, who's trading for him at this point? I mean, that's really the issue.
There's guys out there. There's guys out there that believe they can turn him around. I mean, he's not. Yeah. Listen.
But what do you think the asking price would be from Howie, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't disagree that there wouldn't be a team out there willing to give up like a 3rd or 4th rounder, but
You got to start with the first and hope for a second.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Is anyone really going to give you a first? Like that's your issue with that. I mean, I do agree that there's going to come a point. Like as much talent as Carson Wentz has, if something is still wrong between Doug, Carson, the offensive line, and us continuously losing or tying, I know we didn't lose this one, but let's be real. This might hurt more than a loss, to be quite honest. There's a breaking point. I don't think it's going to be anytime in the next few weeks. I don't. But you get closer and closer to the bye week, and you're just not right. You come out of the bye week, what do?
You know what I would honestly listen. I watch Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz on my TV right here because I have it for the play-by-play, but it's too low to hear them. I watched them, their body movement and all that. I would have respected Doug Peterson more if he came out and said what McNabb said. I didn't know that we could tie. Because why'd you punt the ball? I wish he said, I didn't know we can tie. I thought we were going into another period. I don't know what he said. I know he didn't say that, but at this point, I kind of wish he did because that took all this fearless book writing, mojo, I'll go for it on fourth down. You can't tell me nothing. Out of here. It took it out of here. You play for the tie? In retrospect, I would have been more happy with the missed field goal loss if worst case scenario. However, I guarantee you Jake Elliott stayed after and kicked that 63 for fun and just to see what happened. I guarantee you did that.
But my thing is, it wouldn't have been no field goal loss. You missed a field goal, you still tie. It's going to be the same result. We got to remember, it was 16 seconds left when we had the football. We decided to punt. We kicked the field goal. That's 4 seconds left. It's 12 seconds left if we miss, right? What are they doing in 12 seconds?
Yeah, most likely you're right. They're not going to get 25 yards, snap the ball down, kick a Ryan Bullock, chub boy, fat boy field goal. So listen, it comes down to, again, but even besides that, but I agree 100% with you, Philly Fresh. You just do it. You got Nike gear on. You just do it. But let me say this. Doug Peterson on first, second, and third, just trying to get a yard or two? Huh? The Kyle Shanahans, the McVays, the what's the Patriots offensive coordinator again? I forgot his name. Ex-Bronco coach, Josh McDaniels, the McDaniels, the McVays, the Shanahan's, the offensive coordinators that are good, they don't settle for 1 or 2 yards to kick a 59. Now, if you're about to kick a 30-yard field goal, you could spend first, second, and third down trying to place the ball where you want it for a 30-yard field goal, but it was 59. You're supposed to spend first, second, and third trying to get it closer. I just don't know what went on in these last seconds. We had the momentum. Everything was building up. Zach Ertz with a great catch. Like, you don't throw that away.
Here's what I can say, though.
And momentum itself could have maybe made
let me bring Reese in for 1 second. Reese, if you're Doug and you don't go for it to win this game, what do you say to the guys in the locker room? What do you say to the guys during practice?
It's nothing that you really can say. The only thing that you can say is, guys, I made a mistake. And I know if he's not up there, or not up there anymore because, everything is in Zoom, but if he's not having this pressure right now, I really want to hear what he got to say. I ain't even going to lie to you, man. I've seen a couple tweets from John Clark. John Clark saying that, we need to do better. That's the same bullcrap that you've been saying for the last 3 weeks. When are you going to do better? Because actions speak louder than words, man. That's what I've always been taught. Hey. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying the same damn thing. A Manila offense, and it's like you got restraints on your quarterback. And unless he just says F it and go make some play, things don't happen. That dumb runs from Carson Wentz, it looked to me as though he was like, man, these dudes ain't getting open. I'm out. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that from Carson Wentz. Some of the throws that he threw, I don't appreciate. But here's what I can say. He wanted to win. He wanted to win. It's nothing that anybody in this chat can tell me. It's nothing that y'all two can tell me. No disrespect to y'all. Y'all know y'all my guys. It's nothing that y'all can tell me that Carson Wentz didn't want to win. Doug Peterson seemed like he didn't want to win. He's subtle. Carson Wentz said, no, I'm going to put my body on the line. I'm going to put everything on the line to make sure I get this win because I know what's going on. I know what the media is saying. I know what this fan base is saying. I'm going to show y'all something different. And I thought as though, even though it was Manila in the first 3 quarters, the fourth quarter, and even in overtime, he did what he needed to do. Like, we can argue about that all day, man. Like, seriously, like, I thought as though he did what he needed to do to win the football game, and your coach shackled you. And that's a problem, man. That is a problem.
Yo, I just want to say
look, I'll give Wentz this. Going down the stretch of the fourth quarter and some of the plays he made in overtime, Wentz was trying. Wentz was out there trying to make plays. There were a few times that he bailed us out. He did bail us out. But it's still, man, like the throw to Ertz bothers me, man. That throw to Ertz bothers me because that ball placement, man, I can't defend it. That ball placement is horrible, man. I mean,
listen, hold on, wait, Gay. I immediately listen. I'm doing a live play-by-play, but I kind of want to stop the play-by-play and call you, Gate. That's how frustrated, because you being a quarterback, that's how frustrating that pass was. I literally had to text you guys in the group chat. I literally stopped and I said, y'all wait for a second. And I text you in the middle of a play-by-play because I was just feeling emotional and like defending him on the camera in the sense that we can't bench him, but there's no defending that play because it wasn't even back shoulder or right shoulder. He threw a bad pass there.
Yeah. And guys, I look, I thought Joe Burrow played well given the circumstances, but some of you guys are overreacting. Joe Burrow shit the bed late in that game too, guys. Let's be real.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know
the
what
pressure. If that was Carson, all y'all been screaming he was holding the ball too long.
And I called he was going to hold the ball long, especially in them 5 receiver sets. But listen, let me ask you this. How did you feel about Doug implementing the run? I think there was times we went way too pass. I remember there was like, I tried to count them. I think it was like almost 6 passes in a row. It was like 6 passes in a row. How did y'all feel about the run pass ratio? On a team that was who was last in rush defense last year and already start the season is pretty much in last.
I mean, you see the numbers. At one time, Carson Wentz threw for like 165, and we was running for like 135. You know what I mean? So I'm putting a foot on it. And here's what I can say is, in that overtime, the last drive, he did try to run the ball, but it wasn't no creativity. Jason Peters had went out. And a lot of things was going on, you know what I mean? And they were starting to get confidence. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about a team like Cincinnati. You give them confidence, that's all they need sometimes. You get them to be united and to say, you know what, we got this team on the road. I'm pretty sure they were saying there's no reason that we should be in this overtime right now. They put us in here. Let's go get this one. And I've been that guy to say things like that. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's real. You know what I mean? The confidence, sometimes confidence outplays talent. Hard work outplays talent all the time. But sometimes talent is underplayed by confidence, man. Mm-hmm. And that's what we just seen. We just seen dudes that wasn't making plays in the defense started making plays in the fourth quarter. We seen dudes that wasn't covering as good started covering good in the fourth quarter.
As you said, Trevor Williams, he made a couple missteps, but he played better than Maddox. As you pointing out, for those who are just in here, my guy Philly Fresh on the bottom screen said he never wishes injury, but Trevor Williams coming in was kind of a blessing at the end. Just to shout out that because we got 350 some people in here.
Let me hit a few people up. Nasty Natty. That's bullcrap. You can't sit here and say Carson had pass protection when Joe Burrow didn't. Neither one of them had pass protection. What game were you watching?
Gay always coming. Gay, if you were doing a play-by-play, because listen, they were coming for me in a play-by-play. I had to just keep skipping them. But listen, let me get these two super chats and then let Philly Fresh continue. I just wanted to let everybody know that, he was talking highly of Trevor Williams. Edwin Solano with the $5 super chat. He said Max got in Carson Wentz head, I believe. Yeah. That's why he's not audibling. I know, I read it. Nate Gary has no instincts in pass defense. Bradley needs to be in that spot. Facts. And Trey Brown said we don't have an identity on offense. Dougie P is bad. Again, yeah. Listen, against the Rams, you run the ball 5 times straight. In this game, you pass the ball 6 times straight. Like, pick your poison. Like, you got to be a heavy pass, heavy run, a balance. You can change it up by a game, but if you wanted to, the game should have been probably flip-flop for the run and pass change. But go ahead, Philly Fresh, continue on your thing. I just want to let everybody know that you called out earlier about Avonte Maddox. I saw some secondary talking, and my guy Philly Fresh said, listen, he don't wish injury on nobody, but Trevor Williams definitely played better, especially down the stretch. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I like anybody that's seen any of my videos, or I know how I feel about Avonte Maddox. I always said he's not an outside guy. He got exposed. Tyler Boyd had a field day. He had a field day. You know what I mean? We're not even going to sit here and try to hold him. None of that. Like, the defense, I ain't going to lie. The defense holding them to 23 points, they played good. You want to talk about Burrows. Burrows better than I thought. Burrows is better than I thought. I ain't going to lie. You know what I mean?
That hit? Wait. How about that Malik Jackson hit? Get up and take that. That was. Yeah. That just showed the team, like, you know what? He went to the sideline for one, came back in, continued, but that showed courage because that was a pop and a half.
But when Carson Wentz does it, everybody say he should throw the ball away. But that's something different. I ain't gonna get into that. You know what I mean? But Cincinnati, we are equal to Cincinnati. I said it earlier. I don't know how many people was there when I said it, but we are equal to Cincinnati. The record show. I didn't mean to laugh. No. You good, bro? Because it's laughable. We shouldn't be coming into this. We wasn't expecting to be on Cincinnati level, and they wasn't supposed to be on our level. Coming into this season, that shouldn't have happened. Coming into this game, that shouldn't have happened. But it shows and it proves until y'all prove me wrong, because let's not try to act like we don't have a way better defense coming up. You know what I mean? The offensive line was struggling against this team. And it's not like they're known for their pass rushers. Excuse me. It's not like they're known for getting at the quarterback. It looked horrible. And a lot of things that Carson was doing, it was panicking. I ain't going to say he was saying ghost, but you got to understand, they was getting at Carson from the first quarter. I seen Jason Peters standing around, getting beat and just standing around. That one play when Carson got loose and the dude was just hanging on his leg. You just seen Jason Peters standing right next to Carson like, yo, what's up? What you want me to do? How about you do your freaking job? How about you block somebody? How about you stop getting beat? You wanted all this money. Hold up, y'all, because I'm about to go on my rant. I'm tired of this dude. You wanted all this money. You put the organization in the chokehold. You said, if you want me to play left tackle, oh, well, pay me this, pay me that. How about you freaking play so you can get paid? And that's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of it starts from the top to the bottom. I'm tired of Jeffrey Lurie bending the knee to dudes like this. These old behind dudes almost 40 years old. Get the heck out of here. Why didn't you bring in Glenn? Where's Glenn at? What happened to him? Because from what I heard, he ain't on no damn team. You should have been brought him in. You know what I mean? It's despicable. When you look at from the top to bottom, Howie Roseman, I've been really trying to I've been really trying to be light on you. I've been really trying to give you the benefit of the doubt because you Every move that you made in 2017, it went as a chip. And my fault, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's my fault because I sat here and I said, give him a chance, give him this chance. Harry Roseman, you're horrible, man. You're horrible. I ain't gonna lie to you. The moves that you made, the things that you have done, has not progressed this team. The defense is okay. The offense is bad. The offensive line is bad. Everybody gets hurt. I don't know if it's the training staff. I don't know if it's the medical staff. But every single week, 3 to 4 players go down. That's a problem, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't even know who to point the finger at about that. But when you look at the organization from top to bottom, Doug Peterson got on the platform, and I was there. I was there at the Art Institute. I was there when Doug gave the speech. This is the new norm. If this the new norm, sign me out, man. Seriously. Go ahead, y'all.
Yo, Shay, great way to end it. But real quick, let me just say this, and I'm gonna bring you into it. Boo Hoo said something to you, Steven, so I'm not gonna go back and find it, but he did say he asked you if you saw that Matt Pryor was crying, which I did not even notice. I was probably distracted by watching the game / the play-by-play, but I didn't know he cried. And listen, I mean, young guy, calls a false start. You could really blame him. I didn't see him cry, but that's crazy. Go ahead, comment on that.
I mean, I didn't, Boo-hoo, I didn't notice it personally. I didn't see him crying, but I mean, it doesn't shock me. I mean, I'm pretty sure he feels fairly responsible. I'm not going to say a 59-yard field goal was a layup. I mean, I'm still a little mad that Doug didn't just try to go for the end zone on that one. Like, just go for the end zone on 4th down, man. Just go for the end zone. It makes no sense. Hey, Chris Perez, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Laugh out loud. No, he said it's on 602.
Dang, that's far back.
Yeah. There's a lot coming in.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, this joint flowing. Shout out to all of y'all, man.
Chris,
he said, I'll just read it. I'll read it, Mike. He said, laugh out loud. That's nonsense. The problem isn't that they don't want to play for Wentz. I agree with that statement. The problem is they can't execute 100%. Stop it with the psychoanalysis. Exactly. You don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. People trying to look.
He talking about me?
No. He's talking about people in the comment section.
All right. My bad.
I empathize with people. I empathize with people who are trying to explain things that that none of us can put a grasp on. None of us can put a grasp on exactly what's happening. But saying that the team stopped playing for Wentz, like, that's all BS, man. The team saw Wentz out there giving his body up, diving for the end zone, going for first downs and extending plays with his legs. That's the one good thing I will say about Wentz in this game was this was the first game I felt like where Wentz said, you know what? I'm tucking down and I'm taking off. Like, I put on all this muscle. I might as well use it. And, hey, I thought he looked slower. I'm not going to lie to you guys. He does look slower. But
Can I ask y'all a question real fast? Because I text y'all this in the group chat. Does Miles Sanders look slower to y'all too? Sometimes when he hit them holes, man, it ain't like how it was last year. He looked a little bit slower to me, man.
I don't know. He didn't run the ball enough for me to really end his eye. I'm just kidding.
He almost had 100 yards. Again.
Yeah, but he. Listen,
I don't know, man. Maybe because then he had those hamstring stuff. Maybe he's still dealing with a slight issue with them. I mean, that might be slowing him down a little bit. I can say this, man. I noticed a huge difference with him in the game than that first game, bro. Whew, that was rough trying to run the ball without him.
I'm about to have him in the comments. Nah, man, I ain't I ain't like that. You already know, man. I'm a calm, cool dude, man. You already know.
Listen, shout out to all 300 people watching wherever you're watching. Again, we are live on 3 different channels, so it might not be 300 in your respective place watching. However, 308 people. Someone just left, probably a Cowboys fan. Anyways, shout out to you guys for watching. Another straight week without a victory. Can't say a loss, but can't say without a victory. And it's like, if the Eagles were going to tie with anybody, of course it would be the Bengals, right? Like, what the heck? Like, are you kidding me? But let me say this.
I think we're the only, or both of our teams, we're the only team to ever tie the same team twice.
Yeah, because you don't see them first of all, and when you do, it got to be spread all around. But here we go, right. Bengals and Eagles married for life, 2-timers. let me say this though real quick. Shout out to the people watching. Smash that like button wherever you're watching it from. Gate City Sports Channel, Philly Fresh Channel, the Philly Talk Podcast. And if you don't know who these guys are, we also all do videos throughout the week, regularly scheduled programs, I like to call them. We do live streams on our own, and we do live streams every single Sunday before the game. It's called a pregame Battle Birds podcast. And listen, the Eagles are not that good. Right now, we are equivalent to the Cincinnati Bengals, as my guy Philly Fresh said earlier in this stream. It's not good.
Hey, Joe Metallica, I'm gonna ask you to watch your comments. Don't bring it up. I'm gonna ask you to watch your comments. You gotta understand, man. My kids be in this joint. You can't say things like that.
Yeah. Let's keep it a little bit respectful. The team is not playing good. However, look, we support the Shield. Right now, I can't really get behind these two guys, but behind these two guys, the other thing, I'm always behind. You know what I mean? This guy right here played a great game.
He was. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Like that.
Wait. How do you feel if you're Darius Slay, a guy who played for the Lions his whole career, straight losing, comes to the Eagles thinking that, we've been in the playoffs 3 straight years. However you want to call our organization, I don't care. Super Bowl, playoffs. So he's like, yeah, I get a taste of winning, and now we just as bad as the Lions. Like,
he looking at it like I'm looking at it, and I didn't. He looking at it like I'm looking at it, and I didn't want to bring this up, but as bad as we're playing, we still have the opportunity to win the division. Like, that's the crazy part. Like,
hey,
at 0-2-1, Dallas probably will get beat by Seattle if we pull it together, and that's a big if. If we pull it together and go on, all we need to do is go on a win streak. And last game, I seen Carson make a decline. Y'all can talk about Carson all you want, trade him, yada, yada, yada. I seen a kind of an uprise. I seen him do things that I didn't see him do at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? So hopefully he continues to build on that. I need Doug, and I'm going to say this right here. Y'all can call it a hot take. Y'all can comment, say what you want. I need Doug to give up play call today. It's time. I'm not going to try. I know a lot of people say fire Doug. No. First thing that needs to happen is you need to give up play call to the guy. What's his name, Mike?
Richie Rich.
No, but in all seriousness, hey, Gates, don't you think it's time though? Like, for real?
I think that he needs to. I don't know if he needs to completely give up play call, but I think he needs to devolve it. Like, he needs to devolve it out of his hands a little bit more. The problem is outside of Rich Grandrello and giving him an expanded role, I just don't know who else you go to. I mean, maybe he needs to give up some of the scheme.
That's what I'm talking about.
Maybe it's not so much the play calling as the scheme. It just seems like, guys, how many times have I pointed out plays they're doing and we see they keep doing it? Sail route. They've done it every game, right? That little mesh route. They've done it every game. If I'm pointing this out, I spend a lot of time watching film, guys. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not watching hundreds of hours of film before they go into a game. I'm watching maybe 10 hours of it, and I'm seeing it. You think these guys don't know everything we're about to do? I think Marty Morningweg's got to get involved, man.
Because we're too predictable. I guarantee you can go back 3 games and say, you find a 3rd and 2nd somewhere in the game. There was a 3rd and 2nd in the 1st or 2nd game where we did an exact type of play. We're too predictable. And as I pointed out earlier, which I pointed out in the play-by-play because I was so pissed off, listen to the Eagles football. First quarter, can't score a touchdown. Second quarter, can't score a touchdown. We get inside the 2-minute drill where it was reported that Richie Rich, because I can't say his last name, Gate City, say it for me.
Scandrella.
That guy right there is
I can't say it either.
That guy's the play caller inside 2 minutes, right? So, 2-minute drill, we score a touchdown before the half. Third quarter, can't score a touchdown. Fourth quarter, can't score a touchdown. We get the ball, 3 minutes left of the game. it's counted as a 2-minute drill at this point because we got what, 2 timeouts. We're not going to get the ball back with our defense and stuff like that. So we going for it. And guess what? We score a touchdown. If Rich is the guy who drew these plays up, the last drive before the half, the last drive before the game ended, well, then we got something. I also will say, I think Carson Wentz bootlegged more on them. If you combine them 2 drives throughout the whole game, it's either equal or more in them last 2 drives. Hence, it's all Richie Rich writing all over it. So
yeah,
it shows that he has potential. It shows that, as Gay said, I won't probably turn it way over to him, even though we're desperate at this point. I would devolve him highly into the program of calling plays throughout the whole game. I would call him Doug Peterson, the head coach, but him equal in play calling, and you got to figure something out because it's funny that we can't get nothing done. 1st and 2nd, 2-minute drill, touchdown. 3rd and 4th, can't get none done. 3-minute drill, touchdown. Huh?
Yeah, hey, Frank, I agree. That's my take on Wentz, too, is that he looked bad, man. The 6 turnovers in 3 games, and that's not even counting the fumbles. Like, it has to stop, man. It can't keep happening, man. Like, it can't. But the thing I can say about him is he kept fighting. He kept fighting. I never felt like Carson gave up on the game. And I don't know. I can say the same thing about Doug, man. The way we ended it, it just felt like he gave up.
You have to listen. Wait. You have to amend, and you have to give your team some type of boost, and you have to commend them for fighting like that. I don't care who it's against. I don't care if it's against the worst team in the league, but Cincinnati probably is.
No, if they are, like you said, we equal, so we both equally the worst team in the league.
It is what it is, bro. It is what it is, and it might not be a player situation. It might be coaches and players. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that you have to award your team for fighting back. Y'all fought back. Y'all did what I needed y'all to do. I'm going to award y'all with kicking this field goal. That's all you needed to do. And we'd probably be up here talking about some bad things, but we're still happy that we got to win.
We're like, let's go.
Exactly. We're up here talking that we got to win. And a tie, we the laughing stock of the league right now, y'all. And I don't want to say that. I don't want to say this too loud because if y'all don't know, it's people that really screen record our recorders and put them in things and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna say it, man. We're the laughing stock of the league right now because you look at it and every single week it's media saying Doug this and Carson that, and they don't mesh this and that and all, and look what's going on. Carson's playing back. Carson has been playing back. But I felt as though in the second half, in the 4th quarter, and the overtime, he did what he needed to do. You need to award your quarterback and the rest of your freaking team by kicking the field goal. And then we already know how Jake Elliott is. Jake Elliott is most kickers are a confident kind of person. If he makes that, who knows what happens? You know what I mean? We've seen what happened in 2017 with the 61-yarder. If he makes a 64-yarder, oh, come on, who knows? That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, a Philly Insider podcast. Yeah, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Doug mentioned Rich Grandrello having 2-minute play calling responsibility in one of his press conferences last week.
Yep,
yeah, he did.
And he said, listen, he said pretty much when it comes to the run game, if he has a run game question, he'll.
What did he say? What did he say? I'm listening. I can't find.
No, he does his own thing, like his podcasting and stuff. He was just trying to figure out.
No. I know who he is. Shout out to him. He hit me on Twitter, man.
He asked, how do you guys know that's Richie Rich is calling the plays inside of 2 minutes? And Gate City said, because he said it in his last press conference.
Okay, I'm caught up.
He said a couple things. He said 2 things. He said, one, if I got a question for the run game, sometimes I'll go directly to Jeff Stoutland. But a lot of times, everything goes through Press Taylor, which to me is a problem. And then the second thing is that
Problem.
Richie Rich, the guy who worked, guess who worked with Carson in the offseason? Was it Press Taylor? Not that much. Was it Doug Peterson? Not really. It was Richie Rich. So Rich worked with him. Rich is in the press box, and Rich gets most input in 2-minute drill, where the Eagles have been successful in this game. So I'm just like, bro, it comes down to this. When Carson Wentz was bad. The defense was bad in a lot of spurts, but the defense and Carson Wentz still tried to bail this team out at the end. And then Doug Peterson really dropped the ball on some. The last 4 plays are still a blur to me. I saw Miles Sanders run the ball. I thought it was first down. They say no, he's short. And he wasn't this short. He was dang near a foot short. So Carson Wentz sneaks the ball like he always does. He converts them. And it's
this day can't get any worse, man. The Phillies just got eliminated for the playoffs. But go ahead.
Dang, that's wild. And then listen, so Carson Wentz sneaks for a first down, right? I'm like a minute some left. I know my guy can kick a field goal 2 yards from where we're at, but I ain't settling. I want to see if we can get a 10-yard pass, 15-yard pass, get out of bounds. Or if you get a 15-yard pass in the middle of the field where we love to throw the ball, you'll go up and clock it on second down. Duh. Anyways, first down, run to Miles Sanders. The first time I looked at it, I'm like, okay, he just ran the ball. Miles Sanders only got a yard. But then when I look at it and I see how tight the offensive line is, it looked like we were only trying to get the 2 yards to be at a 59-yarder. Then I see the next play. It's an actual designed quarterback run. Carson didn't look to pass. He hikes the ball, and he automatically goes for the run, meaning he automatically wants Carson to get 2 yards and fall down where it's a 59-yarder. And then on third down, 4-yard slant, that was just like, just get rid of it fast because the clock's moving and we want an incompletion.
Hold on.
Wait.
I'm
done in 10 seconds. So at the end of the day, first down, promising sign to possibly get an easy field goal. We go try to get 2 yards, and we're going to go for the 59-yarder, which is still kind of questionable because if you're scared of them scoring, they're going to have the same amount of time. We get a false start, so 5 yards is the whole difference of you just saying, well, I'll see you next week. We punting. What? Go ahead. Fresh, where you at? Someone say something?
Yeah, I'm here. Hold up. Bring up Bird Gang real fast. Let me tell you something, man. Anytime I ain't shy, I don't run away from nobody. Anytime you want smoke, you can follow me on Twitter, Philly Fresh at 6up. At Philly Fresh 6up. I will bring you on the show and I will smoke you anything you want to talk about. Don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been there, I done it. Not at this high of a level, but I know what I'm talking about. So I don't know exactly what you're saying that I'm saying that is wrong. But anytime you want to smoke, we can get it, bro. Seriously, you really don't want this. You are an Eagles fan. Keep it at that. I appreciate you for coming on the show, but don't disrespect me, man. Seriously.
Hey, Frank,
Go ahead,
I saw your
bro.
question a couple times. I'm sorry, man. I was trying to let the guys kind of go through some of the stuff. Yeah, I do. I'm not saying they should bring them in to replace. I'm not saying that yet, guys. I don't think you're to that point yet. But I do think you need to work them in more because we lack playmakers. And, you know, at a certain point, you got to find somebody who can make defenses think twice. So using Hurts in multiple ways, under center, on jet motions, right? Even trying to work out some kind of design plays for this guy. I think you have to, man, just because of how flat the offense is right now. I got to kick it back to my two co-hosts here. You guys in the comment, you can chime in too. Do you guys ever think we'd get to a point to where we would legitimately go, boy, we really, and I mean really, need Alshon Jeffrey back in the lineup?
Today? I thought we brought him in. I thought we were thinking about bringing him in at halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like if Vontae Davis can retire at halftime, why can't we bring a guy in? Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like we're desperate.
Yeah. I get that, and
Hold
it's
on,
crazy. Shout out.
I asked everybody. Nobody's been answering me. Not you guys, but I asked in my play for play. Do you know around what quarter Deshaun Jackson was out of the game? Because I knew he had a hamstring, and I saw it in like late third quarter, early fourth. But when did he actually like leave the game? What quarter?
I don't remember, man. To be honest with you, I just kind of saw them reporting it, and I didn't even really look at it. I was disgusted because I knew he wasn't coming back.
Fresh, do you got a scenario where you're like, wait, yeah, the last time I saw him was like early. Like I know they never reported it when he first went out. They reported it like a while later. But does anybody in the comment section or Fresh, do you know? Can you remember in your brain, like I haven't seen him since the third series in the second quarter or something like that? Because I just remember seeing it.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Deshaun Jackson went out with a lower leg injury.
I know it was a hamstring, but what I'm saying is like when in the game, because I remember seeing it late in the third.
In the second quarter.
All right, in the second quarter.
Yeah, I remember in the second quarter.
I remember seeing it in the third quarter, and I wasn't sure when he went out.
Now, real fast, I want to ask y'all this because I talked to my guy, Be More Philly, before we went on the pregame, and he was talking about a guy that I really said no to, but now it was looking like, what else can you do? You know what I mean? What do y'all think about Dez Bryant?
Who?
Dez Bryant.
Honestly, right now, any boundary X receiver, I don't know. I mean, I would work him out. I'm not too sure if he has anything left in the legs, but I would work him out and find out because we need a boundary X right now. I'm not going to lie. We're in a lot of trouble with that one.
And I was saying, and I was telling Charles, no. I was telling Be More Philly, no. Like, I'm cool, but now that I look at it, I'm leaning towards yes. What you say, Mike?
What happened to all this J.J. Arcega-Whiteside promise?
Huh?
What happened to all the J.J. Arcega-Whiteside?
They're not playing him. They just reported that supposedly he had an injury, so they limited his play stats. But if you're not going to play, what am I going to do about that? I can't do nothing about that.
Yeah.
And another thing that I want to talk about real fast about. I
want to cry. I legit want to cry. This is
about the defense. Nate Gary needs to go. I'm sorry, like he got to go. You got two linebackers that you got, and one in the third round, another in the sixth round, who I think are way better than Nate Gary. Nate Gary is horrible. He got to go. Like, seriously, man.
Hey, the highlight of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's day was when I wasn't
talking about no. Go ahead.
Oh, I was doing a play-by-play, and I saw wait. I saw that move J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in motion. I said, "Oh, whoa, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in motion." They ran the ball.
Somebody said I was talking about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside like he was AB. No, I wasn't. I see what a lot of people don't realize is that I wasn't bigging up J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I was looking at the coaching staff to take some responsibility. A lot of people just throw the coaching staff away. Oh, it's this player, it's that player. Then why do when players go to different teams, they stay healthy, number one, and they ballers.
Hey,
so,
Fresh,
right. Yeah, I know you was playing. But I'm just saying, like, you got to really look at it. When a lot of players go to other teams, they go to other teams, and number one, stay healthy. Number two, they be a better player. And you got to look at it. Sometimes it's like, is it the player or is it the coaching staff? And that's all I was trying to say.
I think it's both at this point. But I want to bring up something someone said because Fresh and I were talking about this during the game. Eagle for life. He said Hightower did a good job for a rookie. So I thought there was one drive in particular.
So did T. Higgins.
Where he called two pass interference calls, and he got a nice reception on that drive. I thought Hightower started to come on a little bit. The problem is that even with Hightower, you can play him as an X. He's got experience. He still doesn't have the frame for him. That's the problem. He's still more of a flanker himself. We got a bunch of guys that are flankers, really. That's really our problem right now. I do think that they probably envision Hightower, though, as being an X. I think that's what the Eagles believe. I think they view him as a boundary side X. I think it's what they view Hightower as. But he needs to get a little stronger, man. He needs to be a little better being at the contested, catch point there. But I thought from what we saw week 1 to this week, I thought there was improvement. It's not enough, though, guys. Like, we don't have enough targets right now. And that's an issue, guys. Mike, I'm going to kick this one to you because we're getting beat down here. All right, Shar Lahat. I'm sorry, man. I'm not saying your name right, bro. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think you're mistaken what we're saying, man.
Who?
What we're trying to do is people are going overboard on the Carson Wentz stuff. We know Carson Wentz hasn't been good, right? No one's denying that. The dude's turned the ball over almost 10 times in 3 games. Like, we're not denying that. What we're trying to say is that the problems on this football team are much larger than just Carson Wentz. We agree that nothing is going to get fixed here until we fix Carson Wentz. No one on this panel is going to disagree with that statement, man. Like, none of us disagree with that. We know that throwing 6 picks, putting the ball on the ground 3 times, like, yeah, man, like, we understand Carson is 100% one of the major reasons we are 0-2-1 right now. There's no denying that. Mike, do you want to add anything to that?
Oh, no, and I agree. Listen, look, if you really look at it, look, Doug Peterson does not make the pass that Carson Wentz thrown so far. The passes that Carson Wentz thrown has been inexcusable. Late to J.D. Arcega-Whiteside, why? It's first down. You know what I mean? Some of these passes in the Redskins game, in the Washington football team's game, like, you don't do that. And he threw it inside of, I forgot if it was Rager or Hightower. He threw it inside of Hightower, I believe. Like, the same way he threw it inside of Ertz. It's a back shoulder fade. If it's man-to-man coverage, he's not doing a slant. He's vertically running a route, but he's tailing it off. You throw it to the back side, back shoulder, out. Either Zach Ertz catches it or nobody catches it. He throws it inside, like, kind of right to the Bengals. But here's the thing. Carson Wentz has been horrendous. Doug Peterson has been part of the problem as well. But in this game, no matter how bad Carson played, yes, if he played better, maybe we wouldn't need a last-second drive. But we can't say that. Because if Carson Wentz scores these touchdowns, maybe they get 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. You're saying that's impossible. Well, also tying the same team a couple years, almost a decade later, would be considered impossible too, but it happened. So things happen that's out of the ordinary. So anytime you say, if we would have scored that touchdown, game would have been over. No, because what if our defense gives up an 80-yard bomb? You don't know because we're not in that situation. So the blame's on both these guys. The only people who are going to dig them out is themselves. How? I'm not sure at this point because I'm still not going to say bench Carson, but my God, it's starting to get hard to watch Carson drop back with the same type of energy that I used to. I say, oh, Carson, go ahead, Carson, go ahead, Carson. Now I'm like, Carson. Because part of my play-by-play was, Carson, don't do nothing stupid. You're doing good. You're doing good. Don't do nothing stupid. I've never had to actually watch a game and say, Carson, you're doing good. Don't do nothing stupid. Like, I never had to say that in a game. And I was live play-by-play, but I'm a little psycho when it comes to Eagles game. That's why I never really wanted to do it. But I had to physically say, Carson, you're doing good. Don't mess it up, because sometimes I cringe at throws. But it's, again, it's a huge organizational decision that can't be made in 3 weeks. This season, we can go 1-3 and we can win 3 games. And then that will be the full base of what we got to do with Carson because of the money and everything that's involved. Like, it's not oh, he's bad. Nathan Gary's bad. He makes blah, blah, blah money. Get him out of here. You know what I mean? You got rookies on the back on the thing. The money is big part of it. I thought my thing was going down again. But money's the big part. And also, I just don't know. It's just, I don't know.
It's tough. So, Fresh, we'll bring you back in what we were talking about. So we were talking because people, some people are chiming in saying, like, basically we're letting Wentz off the hook. And I was like, I think you're missing the point. We're saying all of us on this panel agree that 6 turnovers, six interceptions and 3 fumbles from Carson is not acceptable. But what we're trying to say is that the problems, they're larger than just Carson Wentz. They're at the front office level. They're at the coaching level. They're at the quarterback level, the offensive line level, and at the strength and conditioning level, because we are sustaining injuries. And I know teams are sustaining them, but this is every single year for us. It keeps happening. So we were talking a little bit about Carson Wentz.
Obviously, it's definitely at the coaches level, and it's climbing up to the front office. But we already know it's at the coaching level because we changed coaches. So we already knew it was a problem on the defense and on the offense. The scheme is Manila on defense. The scheme is Manila on offense. And I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm going to keep preaching this. When you look at across the league, it don't matter who the quarterback is. You see dudes getting wide open. We don't have that kind of scheme. It's like everybody can just sit there and just watch everything that's going on. There's no misdirections. It's no type of trick plays. It's no type of, I'm over here 1 minute, then I'm over here the next. When you got an athletic quarterback, and I understand people saying he lost weight. I mean, he gained weight, so he's a little bit slower, yada, yada, yada. He's still an athletic quarterback. It shouldn't be no reason why I see one bootleg play in a whole half, and then I see 2 more in the fourth quarter when we fighting for our lives. Why is there only 3 bootleg plays in the whole offense? That's horrible. That's on coaching. Once again, I'm going to keep preaching. I'm going to keep saying this to y'all. I want everybody in this chat. Mike, how many people in here?
266.
266. And with y'all guys, that makes 269, including me. I want everybody to listen to me. Carson Wentz is not a pocket passer. Point blank, period. It's nothing to talk about. It's nothing to discuss. We see it. So if you have a quarterback that is athletic, that can make the throws that he makes, that can do everything that he does, that we seen do, that we just seen do last year, that we seen do summer 2018, that we seen do all of 2017 until he got hurt. Why is you not making plays for this guy to flourish? You're trying to make him fit in your system. Stop trying to put a square pin in a round hole. I keep saying this. I keep preaching to this. But everybody wants to say, oh, no, you're taking Carson Wentz's side. Oh, no, you coddling Carson Wentz. No, I am saying if you are a coach, you get the best out of your players. And I do not see that. I don't see that. Even in Buffalo, they are getting the best out of Josh Allen. Josh Allen is not a better talent than Carson Wentz. But he is looking, what'd you say?
He's balling.
But he's looking better. Why? Because of the scheme. I don't even think Lamar Jackson is better than Carson Wentz. But the scheme, people look past the scheme and just look at the player and the things. Oh, man, look at what he just did. But you got to understand, they scheme for that. They scheme for a running back to get open. They scheme for the quarterback to get open. We don't have that scheme. That is a problem. And I guarantee I don't want Doug fired yet. I'm not going to say that. But you pushing that envelope. You pushing that envelope on me, Doug. I'm seeing Manila calls. I'm seeing you look at analytics too much. I'm seeing you need to get dudes that. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Real fast. We all know Press Taylor is really the last of his regime. All these other guys are new. Morning with all them other guys, Scan Gilio, whatever the hell his name is. All these dudes are new. Press Taylor is really the last of the Mohicans when it comes to Doug, guys that Doug brought in. Deuce Staley he didn't even bring
Deuce Staley was before him, yeah.
You know that. So Doug is trying to make sure he puts his stamp on every single thing. Stop trying to be the alpha all the freaking time. Listen to your other coaches, and it's coming to the point right now. You might need to take a step back from play calling. I already said this. Because when you look across the league, once again, I'm going to say it again.
Hey, let me give you a good point what you're saying, and Chris said it too. To Philly Fresh's point, what he's saying, how coaching matters. Jared Goff was drafted to the Rams, who had Jeff Fisher as their head coach. Jared Goff's rookie season was basuda, trash, and if you can say it in Chinese, I would say it. Then comes a guy named Sean McVay, who the whole NFL calls a guru play caller.
And they go to 11-5.
Huh?
And they go 11-5.
And then even last year, they missed the playoffs. But let's be honest, if there was 7 teams like this year, the Rams would have been in the playoffs. And the Rams are 2-1. They got beat by Buffalo. Buffalo's a good team. But you see how Jared Goff is playing. Jared Goff looked to be like a first round, to a first round. Off coaching.
Yeah, I still never got into that. I get what you're saying.
He's a lot better than his rookie year.
And everybody want Gates to talk, so go ahead, Gates. Go ahead.
Talk about what? What happened? What I missed?
I don't know. They just want you to talk.
What do you want me to talk about, guys? You gotta give me something, guys.
All right, we've been on for an hour and 25 minutes. We about to close up anyway. This ain't Saturday Night BBP, man. There's not much you can talk about in a horrible loss. But go ahead. Let's get some closing thoughts, starting with Gate City.
All right, my closing thoughts will be this, guys. There's some things I cannot say definitively without seeing the all-22, guys. It would just be speaking off of emotion. What I will say is this. I felt like Carson at least showed some fight this game. I thought he showed the ability to leave the pocket and actually make plays with his legs this game. I still saw some bad decision-making out of Carson, some bad ball placement. I saw issues with accuracy because he's not setting his feet correctly. I saw some of those same things still rearing their ugly head. I'm concerned about Doug's play calling. I'm concerned about how in certain situations, this football team can find ways to lose games to teams like Washington and tie teams like Cincinnati. To me, that's very problematic right now because I feel like we're squandering opportunities when we have much better football teams coming up. And I feel like that's a big problem. And we have an opportunity next week where they really beat up San Francisco with some of their really good players down. I don't know that I got confidence right now in this, guys. Something has got to change. Something has to change. I don't know how else to say it, guys. I mean, between coaching, personnel available to play the game, Carson Wentz, the offensive line, let's not forget that. Something has to change. I mean, it's getting frustrating, guys. I mean, no one wants to keep coming in week after week going, well, same crap, different story, same crap in the end, though. Go ahead, Mike or Reese. I'll let y'all go.
I mean, I go. I know Mike want to close the show out. So my final take is I said what I said. Doug Peterson needs to give up his play calling. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care what anybody says. That's my take. Another take is Nathan Gary. Sit your behind on the pond. It's time for him to sit down. I want to see these young studs that we got, man. I'm tired of seeing him fighting and just getting torqued. He was bad this game. If I got to pick out a player that was probably as bad as Jason Peters, it's Nathan Gary. I'm sorry, Gary, I don't give a damn what his name is. He looked like he was out there running. If it was Jerry, he looked like he was out there running from time to catch. Like shit, he looked it bad, man. What I will say is this: the season is not over. Hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys will lose, and I'm still rocking with my team, man. Even though I feel some type of way, I'm never going to jump ship. Even if we are to no way we can make the playoffs, I'm still going to report. I'm still a fan. I need everybody, you can have your uproar, especially a day like today. This was bad. And I ain't gonna go as far as Mike said that this is as bad as a loss. Because this might be the tiebreaker between when it comes to going to the playoffs or not. But what I will say is things have to change. Doug Peterson, I think it's time for you to go. Play calling, and y'all already know how I ended, man. Stay Philly, stay fresh, y'all.
I'm gonna bring it down to this. Look, y'all see the thumbnail. I'm the one that makes them. I ain't like these two guys. The thumbnail's my background because I wanted to be able to mean mug him when I wanted to, and also say, "Come on, my guy." So at the end of the day, the two leaders of our team, 5th year, supposed to be 2020 good. COVID-19 messed up 2020 for all of us, but the Eagles football was supposed to pick it back up. Not really. It's COVID-19 all over again. But let's say this. There's been other fan bases that lose. They got the willpower to stay with their true to their colors. We can't give up. The Lord Brunsons, the Philly Freshes, I'm putting Gate City in here too, and me. Last year was my first year doing YouTube, and I barely had subscribers enough to really garner the attention I get now. However, when we lost to Miami, so many people gave up. And I'm a person who in my play-by-play said, I will rock out and watch the game until the clock says 0. I will also root till my team is mathematically out. Some people love the tank, maybe get a better pick to help the team. I'm not about that. Because you tank, people leave your team who possibly wouldn't leave your team if you weren't a tanker. And so you get a good pick by losing good players. It's not the organizational move you don't want to do. Maybe basketball, not football. I'm all about winning. I'm all about being the best we can be. Right now, the best we can be is not 0-3. It's 0-2-1. Boom. It was hard to say that. I had to swallow my pride, but it is what it is. I'm a rock green. I'm a wear green. I'm going to talk about the game, and I'm going to ride the season out. But I want to remind all 290 of you in here, we're 0-2-1.
Shout out to y'all.
If and when we slip, and I mean, it got to be a real slippery slope. I mean, we need some slip and slides into the playoffs. Well, then, it is what it is. If not, you can come back and pick on me. But my answer is going to be, well, I had faith. I had hope. But I also like to give real critique. I'm never going to be the guy that says everything is magical. No, these two guys throughout the whole season are closing in on an F. If you combine these two guys' performances, not just the week 1, we saw good things week 2. No, if you put it in a nutshell, they're closing in on an F. And that's why we're OFA. If your quarterback and coach combination is an F, you're pretty much OFA because there's been teams with bad defenses who still are 1-2, who are still 2-1 because they dropped 38 on them, but they scored 43. We're bad defense, bad offense, bad together. So you got one more thing you want to say, guys? Because I took a little longer than I thought.
Sure. Guys, so Styles Washington, I got you, bro. I'll try to set some time, this week to do that, man. We'll break down some linebacker play with the film. I don't know, man. I saw some of y'all were asking some questions about if the Eagles were 0-16, if we were 1-31, would I still be rocking with the Eagles? Yeah, man, I would. I'm a lifelong Eagles fan, man. Like, I've lived through some pretty bad times, guys. Like, it hasn't always been good.
And because a lot of these Eagle fans are used to winning, we're so used to winning, you got to take the good with the bad. Your wife, when you met her, she was smoking, she was hot and all that. 3 babies later, mine's still pretty good. However, you never know. You still got to rock out with it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Philly Fresh.
Hey, hang on. Kim, that was Mike. That was not me. Don't put me in that, Mike.
That was a bad.
What do you mean?
That was bad, man.
I said my wife is good, 3 babies.
No, but still, I'm just saying, you don't say nothing like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's all jokes, man. But
I'm married to the Eagles.
But what's not a joke is this team needs to wake up. They need to wake up. I don't know who needs to wake them the hell up. I don't know if people need to get benched for them to wake up. They need to wake up, man. Like, I'm serious, man. I just want to see one game when Richie Rich is calling the plays the whole game and see how this team is going to look, man. I've seen multiple opportunities. I'm looking on the field, and it's always going to, because the play. Here's the thing that real fast, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Here's the thing that people don't understand. Because the play is called, after the play is called, and you yell hike, everything is on Carson Wentz. So once it's hike, it's like Carson Wentz, you should have did this, you should have did that, you should have did that. No, you shouldn't have called that freaking play. That first interception, it should be no way. It's two crossing routers and somebody sitting in the middle of the field. Where is everybody going to be at? In the middle of the field. That's a dumb play, especially on third down. That is a dumb play. And I've seen many more like them, and I'm tired of seeing these kind of things. Now, like you said, I'm rocking. I don't care if we owe and whatever. I'm rocking, but we better not be owing whatever. And I feel as though we do got the talent. We got the talent, man. I just need to see the talent. I don't see too much of. I don't see anything of Taylor. I don't see anything of Sean Bradley. I don't see anything of Kayvon Wallace. Now the safeties played a little better. I mean, Jalen Mills had his penalty. You know what I mean? That was kind of iffy to me, but whatever. But I need to see some of this young talent, man. Seriously, I'm going to be doing some more breakdowns of this. You already know how I get there. I got some people to pull up on and to talk to. Until then, man, you already know, man. Go ahead, yeah.
Wait, real quick. Daddy, cool. I agree. I spoke a little bit off just emotion. We're not so used to winning in the sense of like having good records each season, but we still made the playoffs three years in a row. And after the Super Bowl, where people sometimes fall off and don't make the playoffs, a la the LA Rams, we were still able to make the playoffs 2 years, even though it was mainly due because of our division being bad. However, right now, 9-7 sounds pretty darn good at a 0-2-1 start. If we can get there, maybe we can.
It ain't gonna be 9-7. It's gonna be 9-6-1.
If we can get there. So at the end of the day, and in the McNabb eras, you can always count the playoffs. You just had to figure out what were we gonna do after the playoffs. You know, me being a fan since like 98, 99. You know, I love me some McNabb. I don't understand why he gets the slander he does. But listen,
because he didn't pull that big game out. That's why everybody loved Nick Foles so damn much.
Correct. But look, and I love Nick Foles for it because it got me some juju that I needed. You know, being a crap talker, being an Eagles fan, living where I live, where there's still a lot of Cowboys and Giants fans. They're just everywhere. Ugh. But anyways, look, 0-2-1. I mean, we all know how it tastes. Disgusting. But we can't do nothing but play next week against a beat-up Niners team who beat the Giants, I'm supposed, because I didn't watch, but I see the comment section said they beat the Giants while being beat up. So, I mean, the Niners still going to give us their best game, and they might get one or two guys back. So, look.
And last take, time to call up Cordy Glenn. I don't care what you give him. Jason Peters is bad. Jason Peters doesn't deserve the money that he asked for. Jason Peters shouldn't have this team and this organization in a chokehold. Call out Cordy Glenn, please, pretty please. With shit on and the little cherry on top. I appreciate you. Go ahead. I'm out.
Yeah.
I got to back what Reese said, man. I think it's time to get Cordy Glenn in here. I think we need to solidify some things. Carson's got to improve, guys. We all know that. None of us in here are saying differently. If Carson doesn't get this together, it's going to be a long season. We all know that. The offensive line's got to get better, and the play calling has got to improve, man. This play calling has just not been great. I mean, I think Will Parks comes back next week. That'll help with the defense. We'll be able to get into more big nickel. Do you guys think Alshon's playing next week?
Please.
I hope so. And whoever said that Hurts didn't fumble, he did. He just got on. It's the difference between fumbling and losing a fumble. It's still a fumble. If the ball comes out your hands and you jump on it, that is a fumble. But go ahead. Yeah,
Elijah the Great said, first time being here, like y'all opinion, it's hard being a Philly fan right now, but we got a whole season. And that's the mindset. Look, it's not pretty. And again, 9-7 wasn't pretty last year, but it was still a way different taste in our mouth week 3 last year when we went 9-7 than this year. So it hasn't been good. But what we do, we fight. You know, we got the Rocky statue for no reason. We don't give up.
Hey,
and we rock out.
Watchmen of Yah. So my channel is Gate City Sports Talk. So GATECITYSPORTSTALK. And then the guy down below, that is Reese. He's with Philly Fresh is his channel. PHILLYFRESH.
Fact. There you go.
There. AKA the General, as you can see it right down there. And down there.
Yeah, but don't put the it's not the
general.
Don't
put it in there. Don't put it. I'm just saying who I am.
Yeah, for definitely Philly Fresh at the bottom, Gate City Sports at the top, to that side of me, next to Doug Peterson, who I really don't. Anyways, we're hour 40 in. That's what we do. We do pre-games on Sunday. We do post-games on Sunday. We talk throughout the week, whether it be a live stream and or regularly scheduled programs. So make sure you smash the like button wherever you're watching it. It helps us out. Unlike the Eagles can help our confidence as football fans. And lastly, dang, the Niners won heavily, like 30-9.
I know.
Ugh. So a beat up Niners team. I'm done. We'll talk about it throughout the week. We'll see you guys later.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, by the way, before we jump off here, we got everybody in the chat so they know what's going down. When are we meeting up to start back the podcast? We're going to do that on Wednesday? So that way the people know when we're going to post content.
When do you want to post
Wednesday, it? Cool. Yeah, Wednesday, cool with me.
So we would record it Wednesday. They'd be posted basically by Thursday morning.
Okay.
Are you all right with that, Mike?
Yeah. Later in the night-ish, right?
Yeah. Don't have to be early.
Good.
Yeah.
8 o'clock-ish. I'm good Wednesday, 8 o'clock-ish.
All right, guys. So we're going to kick back up the for you guys that follow. You know, some of y'all I know you guys have. You're like, oh, we want content when we're at work. We can't really watch YouTube. So when you guys do the podcast, it gives us something that we can put headsets in or turn on, and it doesn't violate whatever company's policy. We got you guys. We're going to kick that stuff back up again and start again.
Until all these people keep trying to come at me, though. Like, I don't understand that. How you better than me? What have you done to be better than me? Who are you? Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Anybody want to step in this cage and talk to me? I'm for all the smoke. If you don't know, you better ask somebody that knows something about somebody. Like, seriously, you want to come in here talking about me and my takes or whatever I say? Cool. But don't say you better than me and you ain't never even been in the ring with me. Seriously, man.
And my takes are preferably some of this. So I'm all lost. I'm lost in the sauce, and I don't want to remember this game until I watch the film Monday or Tuesday. With that being said, shout out to the Eagle fans that stick in there, still will wear green. I'm going to go to work on Monday wearing some type of Eagles gear because guess what? I only got Eagles coronavirus mask, as my son calls it, coronavirus mask. It's not a mask, it's a coronavirus mask. So I only got Eagles masks, and I'm going to rock them out all day. 0-2-1, celebrating. You guys know what time it is. 0-2-1 time.